It starts with a thumb, just one, dragging upward in an infinite motion. Somewhere, a pulse of electricity travels through a data center in Oregon, or Shenzhen, or Dublin. A tiny confirmation. Yes, they scrolled again. Another hit, another heartbeat for a machine that was never supposed to feel alive. We call it the algorithm. But that word, so clean, so clinical, hides something messier, something human. Because the truth is, the algorithm doesn't really want anything. It only behaves like it does. In the early 2000s, engineers at Facebook and Google had one impossible dream: to understand what people wanted before they even knew it. They built systems that learned from our clicks, our pauses, our late-night searches. At first, it was innocent, a way to recommend a better video, a more relevant ad, a song that sounded a little more like you. But as the machine learned, it began to notice something. The things we couldn't look away from weren't always the things we loved. They were the things that made us angry, afraid, desperate, or ashamed. Emotion was engagement, and engagement was profit. Every day, billions of micro-decisions are made inside that digital brain. Which post to show? Which word in the caption to bold? Which face in a crowd will make you stop scrolling? Each choice invisible, each one tailored to you. You don't just use the app anymore, it uses you. A teenager in Seoul opens TikTok before school. Within 3 swipes, the app has already recognized the kind of faces that hold her attention half a second longer. The girls with perfect skin, perfect filters, perfect bodies. By lunch, the algorithm has built her a world where she is never enough. Across the ocean, a 50-year-old man in Ohio logs into YouTube to watch a car repair video. Within an hour, he's being recommended political rants and conspiracy theories about the government controlling the weather. He doesn't remember clicking on them, but the machine remembers him. In 2018, a former Facebook executive told an interviewer, "We created tools that are ripping apart the social fabric of how society works." He wasn't exaggerating. The platforms had become too efficient at one thing, finding the shortest path between your attention and someone else's profit. And the shortest path is never the healthiest one. These systems don't understand truth, beauty, or morality. They only understand what keeps your eyes open a little longer. Fear works, so does outrage. So does loneliness. The algorithm learned that sadness is sticky. Inside Google's headquarters, engineers once ran an experiment. They asked an AI model to optimize for time spent watching. Within weeks, the system began feeding users more extreme content because outrage made people stay longer. One researcher described it like this: "The algorithm became addicted to our addictions." But this story isn't really about code. It's about us, about what happens when our inner worlds are rewritten by something that can't feel guilt. In 2022, a report from the Wall Street Journal revealed internal studies from Instagram showing that 1 in 3 teenage girls said the platform made their body image worse. The company knew it and kept going, because each insecure scroll meant more time in the app. When you scroll, you are teaching the machine who you are, but it's also teaching you what to want, what to fear, what to believe. Over time, it's hard to tell the difference. Psychologists call it variable reinforcement, the same principle casinos use. Every scroll is a slot machine spin. Sometimes you win. A funny video, a dopamine hit. Sometimes you lose. Nothing interesting, so you try again. Your brain becomes a gambler, searching for that next unpredictable reward. Except here, the casino never closes. There's a story I can't forget. A software engineer, bright, idealistic, left Silicon Valley after a decade building recommendation systems. He said, "I realized we weren't designing apps anymore. We were designing behavior." He now lives in a cabin in Northern California. No smartphone, no social media. He told a journalist, "When you look long enough into the feed looks back. It would be easy to blame the machine, but the machine only does what we reward it for. Every click, every share, every outrage post, these are the breadcrumbs that feed it. In a way, we built our own mirror, and we don't like what we see." Still, there's something quietly hopeful in that realization. Because if the algorithm was trained on us, then maybe, just maybe, it can be retrained. In 2021, A group of engineers at Mozilla began an experiment. They built an open-source recommendation system that didn't optimize for engagement, but for well-being. Instead of what will keep you watching, it asked what will leave you better informed. It was slower, less profitable, but it worked. People stayed, not because they were trapped, but because they trusted it. But it proved something important. The algorithm isn't destiny. In the end, the question isn't whether AI wants to control us. It's whether we want to control ourselves, because every machine reflects its maker. Every algorithm learns from its teacher. And if we teach it that rage and envy are what we crave most, it will never stop giving us exactly that. The scariest part isn't that the algorithm knows us too well, it's that it might know us perfectly. So maybe, the next time your thumb moves, when the screen lights up and the infinite scroll begins again, pause for just 1 second. Remember that you are not a product. You are the signal that trained the machine. And the only thing stronger than the algorithm is the human being who can still choose to look away. Fade to black.